Will we soon be able to get internet from the lamps in houses? And what are these smart glasses spotted on a Singaporean train? Today we have collected technologies that we used to see only in sci-fi movies, but they are already among us and exist. Stay until the end to see the first jet suit race and the new brooch that will supposedly replace the smartphone. Let's start. Smell the video game device. Did you know that we will now be able to literally smell the game we are in and immerse ourselves even more in its atmosphere? In addition to visual and sound stimulation, a new device will also be able to please one more of our senses: smell. Amazon is selling the AI Game Scent device, and as we can tell from its name, it will create gaming odors. It monitors what is happening in the game from its sound and emits a scent according to the experiences of the character. For example, if it hears thunder, it will spray rain, or rather ozone smell. And if it hears gunfire, it will spray gunpowder. So far, it's just these two smells plus a dynamite one that's similar to gunpowder. But the developers promise more to come and that everything works with fillers, which are sold separately. Studies show that the sense of smell imprints itself on our long-term memory stronger than any other sense. So the game we play will make an even bigger impression on us after playing. The device has a built-in air purifier to get rid of unwanted smells in your room after playing, like gunpowder, for example. Genomics. Imagine technology that can study and use your DNA to improve your health and help you fight disease. Well, one already exists, and it's called genomics. It looks at the composition of the genes and is engaged in mapping the structure of DNA. This will help to detect diseases or possible future problems that a person may not have at the moment, but may be prone to them and in a later stage of life. Genomics is revolutionizing the understanding of the most complex biological systems, such as our brain. Soon, we will be able to learn how to improve our health and what regimes to follow, modeled for us personally. Separately, we will have the information on which drugs will most effectively help in the fight against even the simplest cold, for example. Flying cars. France has announced that it is launching flying taxis and intends to put them into service for the Paris Olympics as early as this year. It turns out that this is one of the attractions of the Olympics, which will complement the grandiose intentions of the organizers. They will travel along 3 routes between the months of June and December, with a mileage of up to 20 miles and a maximum speed of up to 120 kilometers per hour. As you can see, it is kind of a hybrid between a drone and a helicopter. However, the agency that manages the airports in Paris is creating some trouble, but we will most likely see them at some point. The German company behind the project claims that in 20 years, this Olympics will be considered the event that revolutionized this type of transport. China is also starting a powerful similar program, but more for the purpose of tourism. They are presenting 2 models of flying cars to the USA and the EU. One is particularly similar to the French, but it is already in production and even has safety certificates. Another Chinese company is starting work on a minivan that, by the way, looks a lot like Tesla's Cybertruck, but with the difference that it carries a flying car in the back. Wherever you go, you press a button and the 2-seater drone prepares for flight. Jetpacks competitions. The world's first competition for people in jet suits took place in Dubai on February 28 this year and was a real hit. Officially, it is called the Dubai Jet Suit Race, and the decision to organize it rests with the Dubai Sports Council. Competitors were required to show not only speed but also skill. They passed through a course with many turns and reached speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. The suits were, of course, specially designed with an emphasis on safety from drowning should someone accidentally fall into the water. As you can imagine, these suits are quite heavy, and the pilot would quickly head for the bottom of the ocean. Fortunately, there were no such accidents. Enthusiasts from 8 countries took part, each carrying 35 liters of fuel in their suit, and 6.5-kilogram jet turbines mounted on each arm. Apparently, Dubai takes the show very seriously, as their contestant has been preparing for months in the UK. Digital twins. Did you know that digital twins are virtual copies of different objects, processes, systems, and even sometimes people? They are created using data coming from real objects, and then recreated in a digital environment. In most cases, it is about some machine that has yet to be put into operation, but already the technology is so advanced that entire cities can be copied. The goal is to test through computer simulation how something will work under different situations and what problems might arise. For example, a big city like Las Vegas already has a digital twin. The idea of the local authorities was to check what changes they could make to reduce the release of harmful gas emissions. They tested different technologies for traffic management, and for the energy consumption of the buildings, They checked how the installation of solar panels would affect. Scientists say that by creating digital twins, businesses can optimize processes, improve decision-making, efficiency and safety, as well as sustainability. Special prostheses. The United States has created a prosthetic arm that can be moved by the power of thought. It is in the process of approval, and if it reaches the market, it will cost about $10,000. It has built-in artificial intelligence that captures the brain waves and directs them to muscle signals in the residual limb. There are 2 million amputees in the US alone, and users will be able to train their prosthesis themselves and perform an unlimited number of functions according to their wishes. With it, fine motor skills will also be possible, including even complex movements such as playing the piano or writing calligraphy. The prosthesis not only senses the muscle signals, but remembers and reproduces them. As you can imagine, they are in competition with Elon Musk's Neuralink, which will use brain chips. In this case, though, implanting a chip is not required, and this year we can see the first prototypes of this technology in action. To be honest, this brings me back to Luke Skywalker's mechanical arm a bit. Hey, we have reached the middle of the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leafi. I know it's close to Wi-Fi, but actually Leafi is a whole new way of transmitting information that uses light. The bulb in your home delivers the internet 10 times faster than 5G. Does it seem unreal to you? In fact, the technology is already here to make it a reality. Ordinary LED bulbs can be connected to modules, and so a stream of data is encoded in the light, which is received by a photoreceptor on your phone. For example, every single lamp in the home or office can become a kind of mega-fast internet router. However, there is one problem. As you know, light cannot pass through walls, so the installation will have to be throughout the home, in every room. The plus point is that the neighbors will no longer be able to steal your Wi-Fi, and in general, hacking will be quite difficult. Another downside is that to use Leafi, one must be close to a working light source. The range is quite limited, reflections can be used, but interference from other light sources, such as the sun for example, also occurs. So using it outside during the day might be impossible. In general, there are pros and cons, like everything else. However, the technology has potential and is being actively tested. Artificial intelligence clones actors. Artificial intelligence has even reached Hollywood because it can now make a digital clone of an actor that is super realistic, as you saw, and can be used for deep fakes, commercials, and even entire movies. The real actor might no longer be needed, and if one hasn't copyrighted its face, as many actors in Hollywood have done by the way, the studios can use it for free. This is what voluntary facial capture looks like for use by artificial intelligence. Another trick that the studios practice is to hire a cheap stunt double and have that of a star actor put on his face. This, as you can imagine, led to serious discontent in the guild. There have been no protests yet, but a union representing the actors is already negotiating on their behalf. The studios naturally justify themselves with the fact that by scanning faces, the actor literally becomes eternal. And even if, God forbid, death occurs during filming, the film will be able to be completed by artificial intelligence. In a word, a new problem is growing in Hollywood. Let's see how it develops. Artificial sun. China has announced that it will make an artificial sun by 2035. We are talking, of course, about a fusion reactor working with a glowing plasma, like our star. However, the Chinese seriously lag behind South Korea, which has been testing a nuclear fusion facility for several years now and has already reached 100 million degrees. China is super hungry for energy and apparently is willing to take some risks to quickly build such a reactor. And if they succeed, they will build similar suns all over their country by 2050. I came across information that they have invested $1 trillion so far, but the risks of having an artificial sun, as you can imagine, are not small. The most dangerous is a chain reaction and the ignition of the entire Earth's atmosphere, as humanity once feared with the use of the atomic bomb. Otherwise, the new type of reactor is super efficient. 1 kilogram of its fuel is equivalent to 10 million tons of coal or 55,000 barrels of oil. Train in Singapore with smart glasses. Recently, a video went viral showing how Singapore is once again shocking the world with a train whose windows are smart. At first glance, its windows look like ordinary ones. However, when the train passes a block of flats, they automatically blur. The innovative feature aims to protect the privacy of people living next to the train line from the prying eyes of passengers, and of course, vice versa. Since the railway is urban, attention has also been paid to noise reduction. as instead of metal wheels, the train moves with rubber ones. The future of phones is a brooch? Remember those bracelets that projected your phone onto your wrist? The concept must be over 10 years old now. Well, it turns out we're getting closer to that predicted future. The Humane Company launched its new smart device with artificial intelligence powered by ChatGPT. It's called an AI pin, and it's worn on the lapel like a brooch or badge, and it's designed to work only with language commands or gestures. It can include a mobile number for making phone calls and sending messages. It projects a virtual image of command buttons onto the palm of the user, who controls the device with gestures. Access to ChatGPT is one of its main features. This pin actually removes the entire phone interface. There are no apps. Everything is streamed in real time thanks to artificial intelligence. There will be no home screen with apps, but the user just needs to say what they want. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.